All right, guys, welcome back. Episode 23 of the Joe Nick Fight Talk podcast. Today we have a special guest, Kyle Daukaus, UFC middleweight. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends at Fantasy Stands. Hit them up on Instagram. If anybody's in the market for that house they're looking for, their dream house, hit up my sister-in-law, Jillian Ferry. Kyle, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
What's up?
Good, man. Can't complain. Got my ass whooped at Will Martinez BJJ today.
Yeah, it's always good. How'd you like it? Did you like it?
Oh, dude, I love it. I literally love it. It's before when I was younger, I would always say like I had like soccer and I was training and I wouldn't be sore till the next day. I literally left out the front door already sore. So.
Yeah, you're already sore. That's how it is. That's how it is, man. Every single day you're sore.
Yeah. So how's camp going?
It's going good. I have like the last 4 weeks of camp now. But the last these last 3 weeks are going to be like a hard push. And then the last week that I have is just because I'm in Vegas for the last week.
Okay.
So it's just a relaxing week and just worrying about the weight cut, focusing in on the weight cut and getting the job done.
Very nice. So you have 4 weeks until your fight camp, or until for the rest of your fight camp.
Yeah.
How's I don't want to talk about game plans or anything like that, but what are you going to implement that night? How do you see that night going for you?
Well, that's basically the same question as a game plan.
I'm getting my hand raised by any means necessary going into this fight. I'm very confident in my ability to compete in this fight. You know, people are kind of, I wouldn't say overlooking me, but they're very excited to see this guy debut. He's 13-0, so I'm ready to put it to the test and see if he's truly undefeated, or to see if the guys he's been fighting have been a bunch of flukes.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome, man. It looks like he likes to dominate, like try to just wrestle you a little bit.
Yeah.
That seemed like, from what I was watching, that seems like what he wants to implement. So what I'm really looking forward to for particularly this card is this is the second event on ABC.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just found out like 2 days ago. My brother messaged me. We have like a group chat on Twitter and stuff. My brother messaged me, like the group on Twitter, that I was on the main card, and I was like, I don't think I'm on the main card. And then I checked it out, and one of the guys we follow, Marcel, he like posts all of the fights coming up and the like fight lineups and stuff. I saw my name was in blue, so I looked at it, and it said at the bottom corner like confirmed the main event slots, and I was like, that's kind of weird. So then I actually went to the UFC website, checked it out, and here I'm like the co-main event, so it's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so literally fighting on ABC. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, because dude, they were very, very successful with their first UFC or ABC card. So I think with this card, it's an unbelievable card. A lot of middleweight fights. Obviously you got the main event, Darren Till versus Vettori, right?
Yeah.
It's actually very good for you, like a guy in your situation right now. You go out there, you do your thing, you can possibly get one of those other middleweights. Anybody on your radar on that same card?
Honestly, like anybody in the division is on my radar.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've also noticed that there are like 3 or 4 middleweight fights. But I think I match well up with any of those middleweights that are on the card. That's kind of going to be my like next step after I win post-fight interview. Any of the guys on the card that are middleweights and want to put their name to the test, I'm ready for it.
Awesome. I'm also looking forward to your walkout song, what it's going to be, since you're the co-main event. You got to go big with this one, man.
That's a good one. I already have it planned out. I've had it planned out for a while, so it's good.
Is it 80s themed? I hope.
Yeah, it is. It's like 70s, 80s. Yeah.
All right.
That's awesome, man. So that was my first ever time meeting Will, actually having a conversation. That dude is like a fucking machine.
Yeah, you should have saw him. Like if you think like now that's how he is, you should have saw him like when he was in the tournament. When he was in the tournament, it's like the way he would train, and just the mindset that he had going into training was nuts. Like it was crazy. I never saw anything before. And but it's good because that kind of implemented it into like my brother and my mindset into the fight game. So we know how hard we have to train.
Yeah, Chris always talks about how when you're in a fight camp, you're like insane and you're
Me,
like not.
yeah, I saw like I saw when he was on this podcast, he was like saying I'm a bully and stuff. Like I'm not. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a bully, but I mean, I have to get into that mindset of just training hard and just that daily grind that I have, and it's rough sometimes. But I mean, I'm sorry to my training partners, but I'm also thankful for them too.
Yeah, he made you seem like you were like an utter maniac and like hard to be around. I was like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, no. I mean, I get tough to be around like the last week because I'm cutting weight. I have to cut weight, and it sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah, he was funny because when we went to Cafe Carmela with him,
Yeah.
and we were like joking and saying, "Oh, is Kyle on the way?" And he said, "No, he refuses to come to a place like this, and he would just drive right by." I was laughing.
Yeah, I would have like family members and stuff have birthdays and birthday parties and things, and it's like if I'm cutting weight or if I'm dieting or anything, I don't even go out because I just don't want to be around the food they're eating. I don't want to be around all them being happy and stuff. I don't want to worry about that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, even today when I was watching, I know you guys eventually came out into the main room.
Yeah.
And when everyone was doing, just rolling around and stuff like that. And the guys that you have training with you, there's so many different ones. Obviously, you have your brother, and then you have Will, and then you have I just didn't get their names today, but
today was Angelo, who was the Italian-looking guy. Angelo, yeah. He owns A&M Fleet Service. He was a big sponsor of ours throughout our regional careers and stuff. And then the other bald guy was Oleg. He's another heavyweight who was a black belt as well. So we actually had 5 black belts on the mat today. So
yeah, that's what good. Yeah. Great first day.
Yeah, right. Great first day for you.
I stayed away from those guys, man. I was getting armbarred. I was getting choked out with a gi on and everything. Oh my god, it was embarrassing.
Yeah, I saw you with the gi top on and shorts. So that's how I got to roll.
Was it nice, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be the front cover of Jiu-Jitsu magazine. Can you imagine that? But so I want to pronounce his name. I just don't think unfortunately, I can't. I'm not even going to attempt to try it.
Was it my opponent?
Yeah.
Well,
so it's Elias Scobb
from The Office because he actually looks like Moose.
Everybody started busting him about that on Twitter. I saw that too. Yeah, I think it's Elias Scobb Kizrayev. So I just call him Kizrayev. I mean, or Ali.
Okay, yeah, true. Yeah, Ali's probably pretty cool. So when you get these offers, I have no idea how it works, right? But you have faced now Brendan Allen in your debut. Yep. You have faced Dustin Stolfus in your second fight, and now another undefeated guy in Ali. I mean, do you just at this point in your career, are you just as soon as you get an offer, you're like, "Yep, let's do it, let's run it"?
Yes and no, I would say. It depends because, like, the guys that were offering me before that I was getting a lot of short notice fights, but they were against very good matchups. But I'm not here to take short notice. I'm not here to be the guy that they're going to call every single time for a short notice fight. But yeah, I mean, you have to say yes. You can't just continuously say no. That I got called to fight this guy on like a week's notice or like 2 weeks notice. And I said, if you give me a full camp, I'll fight him, but I'm not fighting him on 2 weeks notice. So they said, okay. So here we are. I had 13 weeks, I think, from when I signed my contract, and now we're 4 weeks out.
Oh, the same guy. They were trying to get you into a short notice fight.
His opponent had caught pneumonia, and then something had happened. Something had happened with him as well. So instead of the fight being like, I guess, like 6 weeks after they offered it to me, it was April. So it was a long time. I think he might have gotten COVID as well. I mean, I'm not really sure.
Oh, okay.
I got you.
Yeah.
Man, fuck, I can't find your card, dude. I'm trying to find the UFC on ABC 2 card. UFC on ABC 2. Ah, fuck it. Oh well. So the main event is something I want to talk about too. Is is Darren Till versus Vettori. How do you see that fight?
Depends. I think it'll be kind of like the Gastelum fight with Till.
Okay.
Till's obviously a very good striker. I mean, Vittoria's a good striker as well, but I think Till's just a lot physically like stronger than Vittoria's going to be. But I do think, obviously, if the fight stays standing, that it'll be in Till's favor. But Vittoria, I think, will look to push the pace and get a takedown as he always does.
Okay.
I don't think he's really going to like test the waters and stand. I mean, he's got good striking as well. It's a very good matchup. They're both kind of big middleweights, but I'm giving Till the edge.
Yeah, I think the smartest thing Darren Till did was move up to middleweight because obviously he was struggling all the time to make welterweight, and getting. I think right after he got KO'd by Masvidal when he made that up. Jump up.
Yeah.
But I think he'll be more successful there than he would ever be at 170. In my opinion. I mean, he got the title fight at 172, but
Yeah, I agree.
We all know how that
at
went.
170, it's tough. Like when he was cutting, I'm sure he's cutting from what I'm cutting from, and I couldn't even imagine cutting to 170. Like I'd have to cut off an arm and a leg to make it, honestly. And fighting at 170, these guys are cutting from 200 pounds or so, and they're all very, very strong wrestlers. But I think like at 85, we're the best mixture of strength and I guess speed, like athleticism and strength, because we're not super big as heavyweights, but we're not also small like lightweights or anything like that.
Right. And I beg to differ because when you stand next to your brother, it's like the same person, and you're enormous.
I don't realize that like in the pictures that my brother posts of us, I don't realize how big I am. Like I don't see myself as that big in person, and people are like, you could never make 70. I'm like, no, and I don't think I could, but seeing the photos of me next to my brother and me next to other heavyweights and stuff, like I definitely couldn't. Like,
right.
I'm a lot bigger than I think I am.
Absolutely not, because even I was talking to your brother about this when he was about to make the walk. You know how they always do like in the back footage of like
the warming up.
Yeah, the warming up. You went to do like the one thing that he loves. Alexei loves doing is grabbing around your neck,
his head.
Yep. And you did that, and I was like, dude, look how fucking massive he is, dude.
Yeah,
and I was like, and you were called small for middleweight.
Yep.
That's
I think it's
insane.
I really think it's just like my build, just because I don't show the weight that I carry.
Right.
So I look thin. So I mean I look a lot smaller than I am. Like when people ask, like if they're like, oh, how much do you weigh? Like right now I'm walking around like 208, 210, and I'm 4 weeks out from a fight at 185.
Wow.
So it's not. I have it down to a science to cut weight, so it's not too hard.
Yeah.
But those last like 3 or 4 pounds is terrible.
Is it?
Yeah.
So we got some news, I think it was this morning or yesterday, that Costa versus Whitaker's off.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah, I saw about that this morning. Yeah.
That kind of sucks. But like one of the first things that went through my head, I was just like, oh, he's already in camp. Short notice fight for Kyle. Step up.
I wish, man. I wish.
That would be fucking incredible.
I actually think they're going to give it to Gastelum, because I saw something on Twitter that he was trying to get the fight, and a fight with him and Whitaker originally was supposed to happen, but Whitaker pulled out, I think, right? It was the fight day. He had gotten like the hernia or something.
Yeah, he was
or something. I forget. But yeah, I mean, that was my mindset as soon as I saw that. And I was like, man, maybe I could try to get it, but I doubt they'll give it to me.
Yeah. The also what I wanted to talk about was did you watch Izzy fight at 205?
I did. Yes.
What'd you think?
I mean, I thought it went how we all expected it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you put Izzy on his back, he's a fish out of water. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that, but the dude couldn't get out a half guard from underneath him. Like,
that was
he couldn't get out of right? Yeah. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but it was like a very white belt-esque style of jiu-jitsu. He couldn't get his underhook. He couldn't really stand up or look to create any space or anything like that. He was just flat on his back, looking to muscle out of positions, and that just shows you his weakness. I mean, when he's fighting 85, I mean, he just kind of stands right up and explodes out. So I don't know what the difference is in Jan versus everybody else, but it was a very white belt style of jiu-jitsu that I saw on the ground.
Yeah. So John Blachowicz just showed, I guess, I don't know nothing about Blachowicz's background, whether he's like a black belt jiu-jitsu or anything like that. But I mean, Polish power. He's known for knocking everybody out, you know. So I knew that he wasn't going to want to stand and trade with him. But again, Izzy was hitting him a couple times, and it looked like it didn't have no effect on him whatsoever.
Yeah, and the commentators, like people were saying all over social media and stuff, like the commentators seemed like they were favoring Izzy and favoring his, like, going into the last rounds. They were like, Jan needs to do something special or something. But if you look at the numbers and stuff, Jan was outstriking him.
Yep.
Like, because Izzy throws so many feints, people think that those are strikes and they think they count, but they're not. Like, that's what you have to know. You have to know the difference. But I mean,
we'll never. I mean, the commentators been getting some heat recently, man.
Yeah,
like they're biased and everything.
Judges.
Like that. Yeah.
Yep. Everybody's getting heat lately. It's crazy.
It's unreal, man. That just means more people are watching now and listening in, so that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But dude, I'm super excited for your next fight. Super excited that it's on ABC because fucking everybody watches. Dude, they had some statistics. I'm gonna try to look it up while Joe's talking. But it was unreal what the the stats were. Like how many people
it was the Holloway card, right? It was Holloway Cater.
Yes, Cater.
Yeah. I heard that was a lot.
You know, but like this card's just as good as that card. You know what I mean? Like, unreal.
Yeah.
You know, but again,
now,
dude,
is this card actually going to be like in the evening, like early evening,
actually,
the same as that?
Yeah, I saw on, I forget where it was, somewhere on social media or something, that the card is earlier Vegas time, so it's going to be I think 3 o'clock here, 3 o'clock p.m.
Okay.
So that means it's like 12 o'clock. So I'm going to be fighting at like 11:30 in the morning in Vegas, 11 or 12 or so. So it's different for me. And I mean, I'm excited to try it out. I mean, I don't like waiting all day to fight anyway. So, but I think it's going to be crazy because the card's going to like when I went to a card in Fairfax, Virginia, the card started at 11 a.m. So I was in Virginia at 11 a.m. watching fights until about 4 or 5 o'clock. It was Chad Mendez versus, oh my God, I can't think of his name. He just fought Algio.
Peter Yan?
Cuban. He's a Cuban guy. No, Cuban. He fought Algio.
Algio. I thought you said Algio.
I can't think of his name.
But
yeah, I was there. That was 11 a.m. here, so that's it was an early card. But yeah, it's good. It's exciting. It's on ABC. I mean, it's crazy. Awesome. I used to watch my grandmom. That used to she passed away a couple of years ago. She used to live with my mom and I, and we used to watch ABC all the time. And she was asking questions about it all the time. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe it'll be on ABC. I don't know. And now it is. It's crazy.
Remember on Fox, they used to have the fight nights on Fox all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was, you know, and finally they went away from free TV and they went back to free TV. It just helps. Literally,
it helps boost it. Yeah.
Boost everything up. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's good they're only doing it once in a while. You know what I mean? Like the last time they did it was Holloway Cater, and now your card. It's awesome.
And also, not only is it the second card on ABC, but for my card, we're debuting the Venom gear that they're coming out with now.
Yes, you are.
Nice.
So right.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, like as us fighters, I haven't seen anything. I think I saw like a screenshot of Sterling and oh my God, why can't I think of his name?
I'm the same way, dude.
He's fighting for the belt. He's fighting for the featherweight belt. Not Volkanovski. The guy.
Ortega.
Yeah. I saw them two in like the fight kit gear, in the Venom gear. It looks nice.
Does it?
But I don't know if that was like a fake photo or whatnot. But it looks nice. The stuff looks nice. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see it.
I wanted to ask you too. I don't know if you want to like touch on it or if you know anything about this, but recently they've been talking about the whole Monster Energy little issue going on right now. Do you know anything about it? I didn't read into it a lot.
No, I don't really know a lot about it. I kind of just base it off of what Dominic Cruz was saying about it. Mm-hmm. Allegedly, the guy like traps them in there and makes them comment on their stuff, and if you don't comment or do videos with them, you don't get paid or something like that.
Oh my God, that's
something.
crazy.
I mean, I don't know, but they also said that like he doesn't own Monster, so they don't know why he's even doing it. Like he owns like a part of it, I think. I'm not really sure. I don't know the whole thing. But
So
I used to follow this
stupid.
guy on Instagram, and I used to think all of his videos were funny. But then I found that out, so I don't follow him. I'm like,
Yeah. I think he's just trying to
Right.
get his investment money worth. That's all.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so
Absolutely.
Kyle, the fight that you were at, it was Mendez versus Ricardo Lamas.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Ricardo
That's
Lamas.
what it
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
and that was Chad's fight before he fought Connor at UFC 189.
Oh
So
man.
that's actually
All right.
cool.
Yeah. There you go.
Way back.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That
And
was
that was back
shit.
when fans were there, and they're bringing fans
Oh
back
yeah.
in the
Fucking
24th.
finally. The week
Yeah,
before,
it's crazy.
right? You think?
Yeah,
I mean,
2
I
weeks
don't know
after.
how.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know how. Oh wait, yeah, you're right. Your fight's before they bring fans back. All right, never mind.
Yeah.
And I know you're
Yeah.
you're cool with like without the fans, right? Remember, I think you
I
were
am
saying that
cool.
last time.
Yeah, I'm very cool without the fans. But I'm also tired of my family nagging me and asking me if there's fans or not. So I would prefer that the UFC just let like maybe
Yeah.
2 or 3 family members at the Apex
Yeah.
per fighter. That
That's
would be
what-
nice. I mean, they could all
that's
get
what I
tested
was
and stuff,
thinking.
but
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking the other day because like the UFC and Dana White always talk about win this crazy crazy prize where you and one lucky friend can come into the Apex and witness a
Right.
fight night. I'm like, listen, what's the most fights there could be on a card? 15, 12 to 15
yeah.
fights.
Yeah.
So that's 30 people extra, and you can spread them all out. And family members, you know what I mean? It's like, but then you got to like pick who you bring and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
And
That could
they
be
can
a
even do it. They can even do it to the thing like how they do the fighters. Like I don't go to the venue until there's a locker room open up. So like 3 fights ahead of me, the fight ends. They take them to the locker room. You get your stuff, and then you go back to the hotel room. And then the next fight that's coming up, they bring you in. So they could just do that with the spectators as well.
Right.
They can just be like, all right, you guys are here for the first 3 fights, and then you're out, and then the next guys are here for the next 3 fights, and then you guys are out. Like, just to make it simple, but I doubt they're going to do anything about like that.
I was actually going to ask because like you have so many media obligations after your fight. Well, depending on obviously how the fight goes, but
yeah.
So it's the first 3 fights, and then they get you guys out of there, and then the next 3 fighters come in, or 6 fighters come in.
Yeah. So based off of whichever fight you are. So for instance, my brother was on the main card, so they actually give you like a paperwork of like the first like 3 fighters need to be in the lobby at 1:00, and then when you go to they go to the lobby, and then they take them to the Apex. You have about an hour to maybe like an hour and a half, if that, to warm up, and then you fight. Like it's really good. It's nice and precise, and there's no guessing or anything. You don't have to be at the venue at 1 to fight at 8 p.m. Like they have you guys. They have the fighters do that here, like in Philly, like for the other fights that were going on, and that would kind of be annoying and a nuisance. But I like the way they're doing it now. So yeah, you get picked up, you go to the venue. You're in your locker room for maybe like an hour or so, and then they're like, all right, 15 minutes, we're walking. And then they're like, 5 minutes, we're walking. The guy, I'm not lying to you, for my brother's fight, he was like 60 seconds and we're walking. And I looked at him and he's got his phone out and he clicks it. He clicks the timer to go off. And as soon as it hit 1 minute, he was like, let's go, we're walking. It was crazy. It's crazy how like precise they are and how perfect they are with everything.
Wow. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was good.
Incredible. All right, that's all from me so far. I'll probably chime in a little bit here and there, but yeah, you're all good, Joe.
All right, cool. Yeah, so we did like kind of like a switch up today. So I'm gonna ask like kind of like the fun questions too, and also some fighting stuff also. So I know like after your fight in November, you definitely wanted to like enjoy the holidays and all. So were you able to go to Disney? Because I know like you were like really, really excited to go. So were you able to go at all, or like instead did you go on another type of vacation anywhere?
No. We my girlfriend and I had just bought a house. I think it was like, or was it October? So it was like a couple weeks before my fight. We bought a house. We have a lot of renovations going on at the house, so we can't really like go on vacation or anything like that. But we plan on we actually should be in there within the next like week or so. They're just finishing up flooring now. So
nice.
once that's done, our furniture's coming in on Monday, and then we're good to go and good to move in. So hopefully after this next fight, we can get a nice Disney trip in.
Awesome.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now, are you calling dibs on the basement just to like make it like a man cave and like hang all like your fight posters
I already
and stuff up?
one of the coaches, Steve Haig, he's a painter, and he painted this photo of Batman wearing a mask, like an N95 mask. So it was a pretty sweet photo.
Yeah.
It's a pretty sweet painting, and I showed it to my girlfriend, and she absolutely hated it. So I was like, all right, I'm buying it. So,
I'm buying it.
So I got it, and originally he was like, it's 4 foot by 4 foot, and she was like, you're not going to put that in the house. And I was like, all right, is there any possibility you can make it smaller? And he was like, yeah, I have like a 24 by 24. So I was like, all right, cool. So I was gonna like play a joke on her and like hang it up in the living room somewhere, and just to mess with her. Yeah, just to mess with her, and then take it downstairs. But she was like, all right, it can be here, but it has to be downstairs in the basement. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, so the basement's going to be my area, my gaming area, and
Nice.
like watching the fights. I'll probably hang some like posters and stuff on the walls and stuff. So yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but I know because I was like talking to Chris because I was like always curious. If you guys were able to take like at least a poster, like you know, like you're signing like hundreds of posters during fight week and stuff. But Chris did say that you're able to keep a blank one and then also one that's signed by everyone, which is like super cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. They really treat you right. So I was really surprised at that too. That I thought it was just like they were for fans and stuff, but here they're for the fighters. So it's nice.
Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome.
It is awesome.
And then so I did want to ask you about cutting weight, and like I did ask you guys when I came to visit you guys at camp and all. So like I mean like I wouldn't have even known that you were over, or maybe you weren't like 200 pounds because you always look like in a great shape and all. But like, do you find it like easy? Because like I know like you touched up on it with Nick and all, but like, do you have like a plan where you just don't really like stress over cutting weight, or like is it like kind of like tough at times?
Yeah, I for my fight and stuff, I work with a guy named John Poppy. He lives actually out in Vegas. He's certified by one of the nutritionists, so the UFC nutritionists. And as long as I'm under 200 coming into fight week on Tuesday, I'll make weight. So I just make sure that no matter what, as long as I'm flying out there on Tuesday around like 200 to 198, I'm good to go. But I mean, when I first started, I was like 250, 260. I was very fat in high school and stuff. And I think the toughest part was just sticking with it. But also I had motivation for the fight to lose the weight. So yeah, it's not a hard cut anymore. I remember, I think it was, I forget when it was, but it was years ago that I was struggling to cut to 199 pounds. I was like struggling to cut to 199 for a grappling tournament too at that.
Oh,
like,
wow.
There was a grappling tournament in Broomall, and there was a grappling tournament called Naga Battle at the Beach, and that's down the shore in Wildwood at the convention center every year in August. And I cut to, I think it was 199 there, and I was like in pain the whole drive there. Like I cut all the weight here and then drove there. My girlfriend drove me, and I was just like, I'm not.
Shout out your girlfriend, dude. Probably dealt with.
I'm not swallowing my spit. I'm not doing nothing. I'm spitting out the window as I'm driving, like just to make sure I cut the weight.
Oh,
and man. just to think now that I was struggling to make 199, and like now I easily make 185 pounds. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why like me and Chris are perfect at the heavyweights, because we could eat whatever we want, you know?
Yeah, right? Yeah, you guys don't have to worry about it.
Yo,
exactly.
Dude, as soon as you and your brother and like there's the two other black belts come out, I was like, all right, I'm staying on this fucking side because I know the way you guys fucking do shit there. And it's like anybody rolls with anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're a little like intimidating, but once you get to know us, we're good.
Yeah. Guy with a white belt coming over to me, got me in some sort of thing. I was like, all right, dude, I'm out. And plus, it didn't help that I was exhausted in about a minute and a half.
That's
what the clock.
That's what people don't realize. People don't realize, like, people are too tense when they start jiu-jitsu. Like, you just have to like try to control your breathing. The number one thing you need to do is control your breathing. and people were like, just like immediately grab, and they're like, "Ooh," and they start holding their breath, and then the next thing you know, they're gassed out 3 minutes into the first round. So
well, class started at 11 and ended at 12. I just got my first tip at 2:30 p.m.
There you go. Nice.
See you Sunday.
So for goals for 2021, so I know a cage fighter, we're not going to say his name, wanted you to fight us next for your next fight. But what are what are your goals? Like how many fights are you trying to have at the end of the year?
I guess since my first fight is in April, I'll try to get 3 in. I mean, my goal is just to keep winning every single fight. My goal is just to be the best fighter I can possibly be, to be the best, brother, the best son, best boyfriend that I could possibly be, day in and day out. I try to just be the best all around. I don't try to pretend to be something I'm not or anything. But yeah, for more goals, I guess it's just to keep winning, just to keep getting better and keep climbing the ranks. Hopefully after this fight, I can get a ranked opponent, either top 20 or top 15. But yeah.
All right, cool. Awesome. Okay, and then I got 2 more left for you, and then we are done. So I did want to get your thoughts on Brady versus Matthews. Well, mine is Brady's a friggin' animal, so it didn't really shock me how he was able to beat Matthews. But what were your thoughts on Sean?
It was a great performance, man. The kid's physically strong. Like you can just tell. You can just tell as soon as he grabs people that they're like, oh, and it's something different. But yeah, like his top game and his striking's coming together very well. But his top game, his top pressure is just it's very hard for these guys to deal with, and I'm sure he's gonna climb the ranks and be a problem.
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I can't wait to see his next one. I'm hoping he gets like a Robbie Lawler or something. That would be cool.
Sure. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, because people are like, "Why would you?" I said this the other night when I was out, and I was like, "I think that fight makes sense." And they were like, "Yeah, but Robbie Lawler's ranked 15." I'm like, "But you need a guy like that on your resume."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Especially if you can get a win, because it's
that's
14,
that's what people were saying about my brother. They're like, "Why are you fighting Nolan?" And he's like, "It's a name. He's a
top 10 guy.
It's a number. The guy has a number. Like the guy's he's old and stuff like that, but the guy's in the UFC and he's doing great. Like
people don't realize how fucking awesome his record is.
Yeah. People overlook it. People overlook. It seems like the fans and stuff overlook the fighters coming into the UFC. Like they only judge you off of your performances in the UFC.
Yeah,
and it's messed up. Like if you look at his record in the UFC compared to outside the UFC, it's like here and here. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
No, absolutely, dude. MMA Twitter is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life, and I try to stay out of it now. But I'm just like,
thank you,
dude.
I did one mistake.
I posted a tweet after the Aljamain fight. I said 12 to 6 elbows should be illegal. I think they should be illegal, and knees to the head on the ground should be illegal as well. And one person comes back and tweets at me and says, "Why don't you lay on the ground and let somebody knee you in the head and videotape it and post it for us on Twitter?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like,
what a jackass. That's terrible.
And then somebody else comes back and they're like, and they say he's in the UFC, right? And he was like, "Yeah, well, they train to get punched in the face, so he should get trained to get kneed in the face." And I was like, "You think I like getting punched in the face? Like you think I go into the training sessions and I'm like, I want to get punched in the face today? No, people are crazy. People are savages, man.
But you had the same exact mentality as Demetrius Johnson. He thinks all of that shit should be legal.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like that. There's not to say rules and stuff. Obviously, you shouldn't be poking people in the eyes and kicking them in the balls and stuff like that, and biting them and pinching them and stuff like that. But I'm fine. I'm fine with elbows, 12 or 6 elbows. It's crazy that I can't I gotta pull my camera out, but I can't elbow somebody like this. But I can I can bend my torso sideways and do that same motion. It's just it's on
from the bottom too, right?
Yeah, it's just a horizontal plane. Instead of being vertical, it's horizontal. It's the same. You create, if anything, you might create more power from the ground because you're on your back. so you have more time to wind up as opposed to just standing here up top. And the whole thing with the knees of the face on the ground, I think it'll create more scrambles in jiu-jitsu, and it'll make it a lot better because people will panic. Like if you look at Pride and stuff like that, they had that all was legal. So, and they had a bunch of good scrambles and a bunch of good matches. So
great fights there.
Also,
like you think about like I think it was Eddie versus Dustin Poirier won when he was like on the side and he put his one hand down on the mat and he kneed him and he went down. But you're saying if he takes his this is the mat. If he takes his hand off that much and the knee hits him, it won't do. It'll do different damage or something.
Yeah, like there's a rule. The rule, I think it what blows my mind as well in this sport is that they put in a new rule set, but the states don't have to abide by those rules. They can abide by the old rules. So if they don't adopt the new rules, then we're basing off of the old rules. Then what is the point in putting new rules in?
Right.
Like once the rule, like you don't see them changing a rule in football, but every team's like, oh no, I'm not gonna do that rule because it doesn't play in my favor. Like, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And the rules, like, how do I do this? So here we go. I'm gonna do it this way. Right. So if this is the mat, right? If the top of my hand is the mat, like, and I'm like this, my hand's considered not weight bearing, so I can knee you in the face.
Right.
But if I'm like this, I can't knee you in the face.
That's crazy.
So if my palm's down, I can't knee you. But if your fingers are just down, I can. So it takes away from that game where they're going to lift and they're going to pull their hand away and put it back down and pull their hand away and put it back down.
Right.
But we all have to come to terms with just make the stuff legal, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just make it legal.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. So my final question I got for you is a fun one to wrap it up since we do have a couple minutes left. So what are some of your favorite shows to binge watch on? It could be on Netflix or it could even be like movies on the Disney Plus apps since you guys are big with Disney.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of The Office, but unfortunately I will not subscribe to Peacock because I don't need to spend more money.
Yeah.
So I'm a little upset that they switched over to Peacock, but I would watch The Office every fight camp. Now I can't, so thank you to Netflix for doing that. I'm big into like serial killer documentaries, I guess. I just watched one the other day. Night Stalker. I just watched that. That was pretty good.
Crazy bastard, that guy was.
Right?
That was
They
insane.
all fucking are.
Yeah, they all are. They all are.
Over a whole year. That was crazy.
Yeah. And I just watched another one called it was about the Cecil Hotel or Hotel Cecil in LA. I just watched that one the other night. That was pretty wild as well.
Yeah.
I watched that You show on Netflix. You.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever heard of it.
My wife watches that shit.
Yeah, my girlfriend loves it, so I watched it and I got hooked too. So I was like, well, I'm into it. Yeah, but I don't really. That's about it. I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't really. The Office was my go-to. It used to be my go-to, so now I got to find something else. But I'm not a big Parks and Rec guy. I was never a big fan of Parks and Rec.
I could never get into it. Yeah.
No, I don't think it's as funny as The Office is.
No, not at all. Well, all right, cool, man. Thank you as always for coming on the podcast and talking to us. Of course, we'll be watching on the 10th, and if you're selling any type of fight shirts, we are in, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the time and everything.
We'll see you. We'll see you.
I'll see you Sunday.
Yes, you will see me
Sunday.
Yeah. All right, brother.
All right, guys.
All right, we'll see you.